So this is the camera, and the first thing you do is switch it on. So we've just got that green button near the top. Press and hold it down till it makes that sound, and now it's on, and you just pick it up, just so. And then on the back side we have the lens cap. Just flip that open. Careful not to touch the lens at all, so just hold it there. So we leave that open, and we also see here there are two buttons, and the big green button, you press that when you're taking a photo and it freezes it on the screen. The black button can actually be used for a laser pointer to aid looking at a particular part of your house. Some people use it to make it a bit clearer to see where they're pointing at. So if we now turn it round, leave that lens open, of course, and immediately you can see the temperature at the top, and you can see the table is about 22.5 degrees. Fluctuates quite a lot, it's quite sensitive. On the right hand side you've got a temperature gradient, so where it's pointing at the moment, about 22.5 to 25 degrees there. So now we'll take it to part of the house and we can see a much larger gradient. So here we are at a front door. I can film, which is quite a good idea to do. You can use your phone to film whatever you're trying to capture. And if it has that pause icon, then that generally means it's temporarily gone to sleep. You just press the green button, the other side, and you'll see now it'll wake up again. You can see the slider scale. So the warmest part is that bright yellow to white, and the coldest part there is the very dark purple to black. Now in basic terms, the camera is finding the cold and warm areas of whatever it's focused on, and ultimately in the case of an opening to the outside, you can see where the darker areas whilst we're inside, so that's where the cold air is coming in, and when you observe from the outside you can see the warm air leaking out. And you also need to make sure that you are at least a metre away from what you are observing, to ensure that the camera can focus properly. If you start moving closer, it starts to lose focus. As you can see from this image, there is a temperature gradient from 16.4 to 19.2, and you can see there's a dark rectangle, and that actually is a thinner piece of the front door that I am currently focusing on. The darker parts here are the glass parts of the front door in between the wooden mullions. And so usually around the edges of opening ways, such as doors, windows, exits and entrances to the buildings, that could be through pipe work, there's usually a gap unless it's a very well sealed house. You can see the letterbox is a lot warmer than the thinner piece of panelled wood just below it. I'm just getting in the way, that's the other thing. So if you see a human there, that's me as a human, and you don't want yourself in the image. So it could be a mirror, or it could be glass in this case, that picks up reflects the image of yourself, so you want to avoid that. So usually go at a slight angle to whatever surface you're trying to gauge a temperature on. You offset to whatever surface it is, the wall, door, window. As you can now see from the outside, instead of that wooden panelling being dark blue, it's now yellow, because instead of the cold coming in, you can see that warmth leaking out of the house. At night it's a lot colder, and so the temperature gradient on the right hand side of the screen will be quite extreme, and so it'll be difficult to ascertain the differences in the actual house itself. So when you're finished using the thermal camera, but first of all, I suggest to close the lens cap. It's closed, and then you just do what you did when you turned it on. It's the same button, so it's effectively an on-off button. Press that button and hold it down, until it makes that noise like it did when you switch it on, and that is off. It needs to be charged up before it then goes to the next person who's using the camera. So on the side here there's a plug, and if we just take this cable, so that just clicks in there, it plugs in there, regular plug, and as you can see now it starts charging the camera. So that is pretty much it in terms of operating the camera.